Hello and welcome back to the development of Beyond the Darkness. I know it's been a while and I've said this before, it's been a month since the last video. Thank God it hasn't been 3 months so far, but well, the reason for the delay is, well, some things happened. Not bad things, but I did have a job application and I had to do some meetings for it. I had to make some design work to prove myself, and well, of course the game is very important to me, but well, the job application did have priority back then, so I did lose 1 or 2 weeks that I normally would have spent on the game. That doesn't mean we haven't been working on the game for an entire month. There are some things we want to show you guys, and that's the reason you're watching this video right now. Of course, I do want to keep the videos a little bit shorter because, well, I think it's better to keep to make 2 videos of 10 minutes than make 1 video of 20 minutes. Because, well, more updates is more fun and it keeps you guys interested, and for sure we want to keep you guys fed with new stuff, new videos and new updates. So let's head into the interaction room and let's get going. This is not a very big update, but sometimes the little things could be fun also. Let's start with this carpet. No, not the carpet, but the hedge beneath it. Of course, you guys also, there's a hedge beneath this carpet. The carpet itself, well, of course it needs a little bit work. It doesn't make any sound yet, but the hedge itself, when you click on it, hey, it does make sound. And also the lock itself, it makes a few sounds. These sounds are all homemade. And of course the carpet does not have any sound because, well, I do have a carpet lying around, but well, it wasn't that easy to make a sound that fits the motion of the carpet yet. But well, who knows? Maybe on a sunny, well, on a rainy Sunday afternoon, who knows? Some magic could happen. So let's open the hedge again, and the hedge makes a sound also. Of course, like I said, these are not final sounds, but it does give you guys a feeling of how the game would sound and how the hatches would sound and feel like. This time I do not take Monkey Business the Complete Guide. I have read it. It did change my life. It's a giant improvement of how I live my life. But hey, those days are over. I need to bury the past beneath the carpet of silence. Alright, so those are minor things. I did show you the footstep sounds and the sound of the carpet. Those are still the same, but I did make them a little bit louder for those of you who didn't hear it, couldn't hear the sounds on the carpet the last time. Maybe you can hear it in this video. There is still one thing I want to show you. Let's head into the player room. Oh. Alright, let's see. Not much have changed in the player room. Of course, the carpets are still here. You might have noticed those little notes on the tables. I did show those tables in the first video when I showed you guys the player room. Of course, you could not know what we have changed because it's one little page, this one, and it looks a little bit different than the rest. Of course, these 3 darker pages are from the very early era, because these tables. The model of the table is one of the earlier models I made. Same goes for those those old cupboards. These are the new ones, but the old ones are also from the grey block area. Alright, so this page is different. And when I move the cursor above it, the cursor turns red. That means it's interactable. So, what can we do? I can pick it up with my use button. And it disappeared. You did hear a sound. Something like paper folding, paper flapping, whatever you want to call it. But where did the page go? Well, on Facebook I did drop you guys a hint with a drawing of a book. And I did say, for those of you who don't like reading, you're gonna like this. And for those of you who love reading, you're gonna love this. Well, might. Because nothing is sure. So, let's stop messing around and show you guys the diary we have been working on. I'm looking for a good lit surrounding, like here. This is a good place. Okay. Of course, the diary is far from done yet, but we do want to show you guys what we're working on and how it will look like in the future. So let's see. This is a very important part of the game, and it's a very big mechanic we're gonna use a lot. So let's see the journal. There it is. And when you press the button, you go back to the journal. You open the journal automatically, but it does show you a little animation because, well, Nicholas does have the journal in his pocket or in his bag, and when he wants to read his diary, his journal, he takes it out and you see it briefly, and it gives you a little bit more the feeling it's a real thing and not just a menu. Of course, this background is it's also temporary, but hey, it's better than just a Unity blue background. It's hideous, and this is a little bit more pleasant to the eye. Okay, you see, we have 3 chapters. Let's call it that. We have diaries, notes, and pages. Of course, the diary, I think it speaks for itself. When something happens, when there's an event taking place, Nicholas will write things down in his diary. Things that is going through his mind, things that he wants to remember, just story-based things. Like when he wakes up and a dark figure stands near his bed, he writes things down, like this one. I'm not sure what I saw when I woke up, but I better write down my words. They could be my last, if things go really bad. So, these are still temporary content. This is maybe some of these will be used in the game, but I could not show you guys just empty pages because it's very boring and it doesn't make any sense. So I did make you guys some temporary content. Of course, you can flip through the diary itself. The flipping is not animated. It's just clickable and that's it. We did have a 3D book. And you could flip the pages in 3D, everything was animated, but it just wasn't very practical. It did have a lot of problems, and it takes way too long to flip a page, and sometimes you're getting tired of the animation of the page flipping, and you just wanna click through your diary and find what you wanna find. So in this case, we chose gameplay above graphics, and we made it very easy to use, very fast to use. Alright, so that's the diary. When I go to the notes, of course these look very much like the diary. That's not what it's gonna be like. The notes are more like this one, the candle drawing. A list of things you might need: candles, a talisman, coins, herbs, cross, and red ink. Nicholas might write down specific information about these items, like the candle. The candle is a red candle with symbols on the side. The symbols look pagan. I think we had some candles back in the storage of the second floor. So now you know where to look. Of course, these could also appear in the diary, but we want to keep these things separated. The notes are really, how do you call it? Objectives. The notes are really objectives. This is what I gotta do. This is what we gotta find. I got a list of things. I gotta find this, this, and this, and maybe I can find it there, there, and there. That's what the notes are for. Very objective based. The diary is more story based things. And why did we split these things up? Because you don't have to read the diary to progress in the game, and that's why if you don't like reading, you can skip this whole diary stuff. It's not that important if you don't like it. You do have to take a look at the notes and just see what you gotta do, where you gotta be, and what things you have to collect. And those are very brief, short scrabbles, that short things that Nicholas adds in the diary. It's very clear, it's very simple, and you don't have to read pages of storyline if you don't like it. Talking about pages, the page we did pick up appears in the pages section, and these are not pages from Nicholas, because when we click on it, these in this case I have some pages of William's diary. There are different diaries in the game, and they're all shattered through the world. You might find some of these pages, maybe some from William, maybe some from Julia, from well, let's not spoil the secrets here, but from other characters that appear in the game. And every person has his own way of writing, his own Julia's way of diary writing is very different from William. William's style of writing changes through the storyline, but it's very it's a little bit more dramatic, like this one. But now it's only a matter of time. A matter of time before the long arm of death will reach up and touch them on the shoulder. A matter of time before the walls of their little safe kingdom will crumble, and even the mighty will fall into the abyss of the Black Plague. This is really something for William. These are words William would choose, but Julia would write very different. And every page will be stored in the pages section. Of course, yes, I only have pages from William to show you, but you can imagine that different pages will appear in the diary pages section. And of course, when you find page 1 and page 3 and later you will find page 2, everything will be in the correct order. So that's for the pages, and that's the thing we want to do with the diary. It's a little the diary section itself plus the pages, it gives the game more depth. It's more story driven, and it creates a story inside the story. It gives you backstory about what happened. It gives you the way of thinking of several characters, why they do things, why they chose the path they have walked, and lots of things. Of course, also enemy things, things that Nicholas writes down. And in books, you can find things in books about enemies, background stories about things you see, because we really we really hate in games when we see cool stuff and nobody talks about it. When you see an enemy, I just want to know more about it. Why is it here? Where does it come from? Why does it look the way it looks? What does it want? That kind of stuff. It gives the world so much more depth and more muscle. it really adds to the story itself and the atmosphere, because when you read things and a few minutes later you see the same thing you read about, it makes a connection and it makes things way more real. So, well, I could talk about it for hours, and of course the video is long again and it's above 50 minutes, so well, what the heck. Next time I will show you guys more about the things we made. Let's close the diary. So, alright. We are already working on new things for the next video, and of course I hope you guys like this one, and I hope you guys will like the next video. And till then, I would say keep an eye on the Facebook page. I did post one hint for this video, but I'm planning to do more posts in the weeks. So, well, for this video I think that's all, and all I want to say is thanks for watching and thanks for supporting Beyond the Darkness.